Manchester United. We have no intention of selling him. He wants to stay here at Barcelona. Then he added, I'm going to do everything to keep Frankie de Jong at Barca, but there is also a salary issue, and that would be to have adjusted. So why Juan Laporta said those words? What is the reality between Man United and Barcelona?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Terrace. The Frankie de Jong news has got Manchester United fans. Nick is going to twist in very many ways. Is the deal on? Is the deal off? Many reports saying the situation has totally changed in recent hours. De Jong holding up the deal and much, much more. Let's take a look at what Fabrizio says. I want your comments and your thoughts and feelings on this in the comment section below. Smash the like and share button as well.
So guys, let me start to analyze these words from the beginning. He says there are many clubs that want him, not just Manchester United. And guys, this is true. This is true because many clubs explore this possibility for Frankie de Jong since a long time. Not today, guys. We're speaking about one of the best midfielders in the world. So it's normal also for Laporta to say so. But no one wants Manchester United. No one wants Frankie de Jong more than Manchester United. And no one is insisting for Frankie de Jong more than Manchester United. So this is important to say. It's true that there are other clubs. I'm told that Man City at the moment are not exploring this possibility. They're happy with Calvin Phillips. For example, Chelsea have had some discussion to explore this possibility, but everything depends on Tuchel at Chelsea. So at the moment, it's not a negotiation, Chelsea-Barcelona for Frankie de Jong. It's something that could be of interest for Chelsea, but at the moment, the club who is really negotiating for Frankie de Jong is and will be Manchester United. So this is important to clarify after the words of the president Laporta. Then he says, we have no intention of selling him. He wants to stay.
Just quickly on that, what you can see there from Fabrizio is very, very key. Although Laporta is not lying, other clubs have shown interest. His words led to, especially rival fans, oh my God, Terry, all the big boys are in for him. No way Man United are going to sign him. No one's made a concrete approach and is pushing, like Manchester United, to sign him. That's clarified.
Here we have a part that is true, because it's true that Frankie de Jong was to stay. And I'm not saying so. And Laporta is not saying so. It's Frankie who said the same. Frankie always said that he wants to continue in Barcelona. The last game he played with Dutch national team, he said the same. He said, I'm in the best club in the world. It means I want to stay. But he knows that in this story, the intention of Barcelona is to discuss with Manchester United, because Barcelona are in negotiations with Manchester United, in very advanced negotiation. The agreement between Barca and Manchester United is really, really close, guys.
So that's really key to focus on there. Really, really close. Really, really close. And as Fabrizio has alluded to, what's also gone out across social media, Frankie de Jong to Manchester United is absolutely on. And we all know that it is. Nothing has really changed. When you actually go through this and break it down, Man United are in very advanced negotiations. The agreement between the two clubs is very close. The add-ons discussions look overnight. There's no other clubs who want de Jong more than Manchester United. That's just been clarified by Fabrizio. And it really, this is why I say to people, it really echoes what the vast majority of other journalists have said. So what's actually going on between Barca and Man United doesn't accurately depict what the president has said. And what I mean by that is they have said all summer, and I did a little video on Twitter about this yesterday. What they have said yesterday has been the same message out of Barca all summer. We'd like to keep him. We know he'd like to stay, but the financial situation needs to be resolved. And not just the club's financial situation. They are trying to make some of their highest paid players take big, big wage cuts. There's so many moving parts on this. That shouldn't be denied. Now, I think what's also become confusing for people is this comment here. But before we delve into it, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting the Football Terrace. We are sponsored, as you can see, by Private Internet Access. Scan the QR code on the screen right now, or use the link in our description or comment section below. Using PIA, Private Internet Access, and their VPN enables you to surf the internet safely, securely. It stops any of your data or personal information from being hacked or harvested or used by media companies. It also protects your stream quality. So if you're a gamer, someone that likes streaming, you'll know you get those surges, those moments where things stop working. This protects it and stops it from happening. You can get 3 months free, courtesy of myself here from the Football Terrace, and up to 82% off multiple packages that they offer. There's loads of other advantages to it as well. Check out the website by scanning that QR code or clicking on the link below. Now, what's really interesting here is Santiago Vale here says that the Frankie de Jong situation has changed in recent hours. Now, this in itself is a very confusing take. And I'll tell you as to why this is confusing. Because this journalist, this reporter, has stated all summer that Frankie isn't going to leave. So what's changed? So again, this is why people have to do their research. The individual that has said this has said all summer that he isn't leaving. So from his perspective, if it's changed, that means Frankie's coming. Or am I clutching at straws here? There's no clarity on that tweet. There's no clarity on the information that he's given. He's just said things have changed in recent hours. And again, United fans getting themselves very, very stressed out indeed. Now, in other reports, the Mirror stated yesterday that Frankie de Jong is expected to sign for Manchester United next week. And I think a lot of Man United fans have listened to what Fabrizio has said, that there's no, and this is the only area that, with what Fabrizio has said where there are inconsistencies. The consistency remains that Barca willing to sell, Barca happy to sell at the right price, and lots of talk that although they would like to keep him, they would want him to take a massive pay cut to stay. And there haven't been any direct conversation between Frankie de Jong's camp and Barcelona about reducing his pay. That's something that's kind of could have been done very, very quickly. Dembele looks like he's about to sign a new deal, but remember, his contract was running out. Why is Frankie de Jong, with 2 years remaining, going to take a 40-50% wage cut? Personally, I don't see that happening as of now. If that does, I'd be it's a possibility, but I would be very, very shocked. The only area of inconsistency is the personal terms. Now, a number of journalists like Tom McDermott have stated personal terms are agreed. I was informed by at least 2 other journalists and 2 other sources that one said the phrase this year that's made me laugh the most, that personal terms will not be problematic. The other said that the camp has agreed to them in principle. Tom McDermott says they've been agreed. So for me, I'm trusting those individuals. I think personal terms are no problem. Why do I say that? Manchester United have every single player that Man United have approached this year and in previous years. They've agreed in principle or directly the personal terms first. So I'm not necessarily saying Fabrizio is wrong here. I'm stating this is the one inconsistency. You can see here a report from the Telegraph that has stated that the talks are progressing well. Although Man United are yet to start discussions on personal terms, they are not expected to be problematic, and Man United hope to have this deal finalized soon. Rob Dawson stated that the initial fee has been agreed. There is still some detail to work through, including performance-related add-ons and personal terms. Things are kind of in a mix here. Now, my view is very, very simple, and I stand by this. I don't believe Man United will be 6 to 7 weeks in to working on this deal, very, very close to agreeing things with Barcelona in its entirety, not to be comfortable that Frankie de Jong will agree to the £250,000 a week contract that he's being offered. Too many reports have suggested otherwise. Now, a lot of this year, it seems to be very fashionable for certain journalists to say personal terms, like yet to be done, yet to be discussed. When years and years, for the last 3 or 4 years, these same very journalists have told us that personal terms get agreed first. So there seems to be a bit of a shift change from how things are being reported. For me, Man United have got personal terms agreed in principle or directly with every other major target they've approached this summer. Whether it be Darwin Núñez that we eventually got gate crashed and we didn't sign because Liverpool got him, whether it be Malacia, personal terms are agreed in principle before we went to Feyenoord. We're doing the same thing with Lisandro Martinez. There's been talks directly with his camp ever before we went to Ajax. So if we're doing it with all those other players this summer and did the same thing in previous years, I don't believe that we would act in a completely opposite way in this deal, our signature deal, our main deal, the player of most importance to Erik ten Hag. Now, I know there's a lot of turmoil today and fans are angry because Ronaldo wants to leave and the club's a mess and the transfer strategy is a mess. We all know my thoughts and my feelings on that. Things are always going to feel untidy compared to other football clubs for the next couple of years because we are starting a rebuild again. We're flushing out players we don't want, introducing a new style, and trying to convince players after 10 years of failure to join or continue at Manchester United. So, of course, there's going to be a mess at times. Of course, it's going to feel disjointed at times. Yes, nothing people are claiming is untrue to a degree. But to not expect it and to be angry at it is the epitome of stupidity. And the media, some of the media outlets are really treating Man United fans like we're stupid, treating us like we're dumb, like we didn't expect this. We should be somewhat relaxed because this is what happens at the beginning of rebuilds. They are messy. You know, essentially, you're on a building site, you've got a house 3/4 built, with 3 different groups of builders that have been working on it over the last sort of 5 to 6 years, and you're knocking it all down, you're gutting it all out, you're throwing it all in skips, you're digging up the footings and the foundations, and you're starting all over again. That's messy work. There's going to be problems. There's going to be conflicts. And I think United fans have got to develop a thicker skin here. Frankie de Jong, in my opinion, has agreed personal terms, whether it be directly or in principle. I believe that to be true because that's the pattern that we follow with the vast majority of our transfers. Now, it's being reported into some journalists that talks haven't begun yet, and I'm willing to accept that. The reason I'm willing to accept that and not get overly bogged down on it is because the middle story remains consistent from Barca reporters, European, British, and global reporters that are talking about this deal, that the agreement in principle is broadly done, that Man United wouldn't go this far unless they were comfortable that Frankie de Jong would say yes. And equally, that Barcelona are actually willing to sell irrespective of what they say publicly, the face of what they are creating. And don't get me wrong, it wouldn't be beyond Barcelona to speak about, again, they've set this up all summer to be able to say, we wanted to keep Frankie, but he wasn't prepared to take a major pay cut and we had to protect the club's future. That, in my opinion, will be the narrative that's spun if he does leave. But all these things being said, could the Frankie de Jong deal fall through? Is there a done deal between the clubs? That's been reported by many tier ones. Is there personal terms agreed or non-problematic or personal terms will be no problem? Yes, reported by many credible journalists. The story isn't the same with every single journalist, but across the board, these things have been discussed. They're out there in the ether. You can research them. Does that mean the deal won't fall through? No. At any moment, Barca, any moment, Man United, at any moment, Frankie de Jong could change their mind. That's why I'm very specific with the wordings we use on the Terrace. There's done deals, there's personal terms, there's advanced talks. But until a deal completes, there's always the risk that it falls through. But right now, the deal is still on. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. Get the QR code scanned. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.